think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather. We already know. We knew Crawford is a great fighter, and I did what I supposed to do, right? I tried for every way, and I trained really hard, and he deserved all the credit. No, I try my best tonight, and I just cannot figure out the style.
Was it something specific, the movement or his speed or power, or what? Was there something you could put your finger on that gave you the most trouble?
Everything.
Okay.
He have everything. You know what? Sometimes you try and your body cannot go, right? That's my frustration. Maybe I can figure out Crawford, but my body cannot go anymore. So I try it, but my body just not let me go. And you need to accept it. That's it. He's a great fighter. He's a good fighter. He know how to move and everything.
Garage Hackett weighed in on Canelo's remarks about Terence Crawford, highlighting the difference between Canelo's own defeat to Floyd Mayweather and Crawford's later success against him. Hackett noted that Canelo was only 23 when he fought Mayweather, still developing as a boxer and missing the experience and polish he carries today. In contrast, Crawford's matchup came when Canelo was already an established star and one of the sport's most complete champions. Hackett suggested that this context makes Crawford's win stand out even more, as it was against Canelo at his peak rather than the younger, less refined version who faced Mayweather.
Heard that what I think is, when Floyd beat me, I was 23, I wasn't polished. When Bud beat me, I was the man. I was the man. And he beat me fair and square. He beat me at my game and he beat me at his game. That's why Canelo said that. Do I believe that? It's tough to believe. We're not going to ever see Bud versus Floyd. And it's crazy. It's crazy because I would love to see that fight, but I know we're not going to see it. But I can only take Canelo's word because he's the man that's been in the ring with both of them. But I understand why he said it. I was a kid when I fought Floyd. He wasn't a kid literally, but he was young. He was young. There was a lot he didn't know. There was a lot he didn't understand about boxing that he later on learned and got better. But Bud beat the better version of me, even though it's the ran down version. I'm saying that because it is some wear and tear there with Canelo. I've been saying it the whole time. When a guy got almost 70 fights in current time, with all those big camps he's been doing and all that, trust me, it's some wear and tear there. I'm not making excuses for Canelo. I'm just saying, I do give Bud his credit though for beating Canelo, and Canelo understands I am a better fighter today than I was back then. But that's hard to say because Floyd, you know what I'm saying? I feel like Bud took maybe 20% of what Floyd did and added that to his repertoire for this fight. So that's why I'm saying it's tough to say that.
Joe Rogan reacted with astonishment to Terence Crawford's triumph over Canelo Alvarez, emphasizing how extraordinary it was for Crawford to step up 2 weight divisions at the age of 37. He pointed out that almost no boxer at that stage of their career has ever managed to take on and defeat a fighter of Canelo's level. Rogan described the moment as more than just another victory, calling it a historic achievement that showcased Crawford's brilliance and cemented his place as one of the sport's most exceptional athletes.
I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather. We already know. We knew Crawford is a great fighter.
The comparison, listen, Crawford Mayweather would have been an amazing fight in their prime. Just like you insert Ray Leonard in there, just like you insert Ray Robinson in there. What a round robin that would have been.
He tried. You catch him, he want to catch you back. You know what I mean? You fighting Bud, he's not. Bud's not running from nobody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's where I felt that I had the upper hand in our competition.
Canelo responded to Terence Crawford accepting Floyd Mayweather's challenge by cautioning that Crawford would come out on top if the two fought. He praised Crawford as the superior fighter at this stage, giving him full credit for everything he has accomplished. Canelo described Crawford as exceptional, highlighting his timing and skill, and pointed out how Crawford has consistently proven himself in multiple weight divisions. According to Canelo, both fans and analysts should acknowledge Crawford's greatness. as he has earned widespread respect in boxing.
It's like you're watching, like, wow. Towards the end, towards the final rounds, really started getting comfortable and really started putting it on him. I'm like, this is amazing.
You know, one of those rare, like, that's history, obviously, right? Watching somebody do, you shouldn't be able to do that. You shouldn't be able to fight at that weight for the first time ever
against one of the greatest,
greatest of all time, fucking, and do what you did. It is beyond, like, my favorite, an outlier. You're beyond an outlier. You're an anomaly.
Yeah. Something special. And
something really special.
I believe he's 37.
Yeah. One of those where you shouldn't be able to do that by any account. By any account. 37, my body was so wrecked. I'm like, fuck you. You know, I could barely go bolt.
Paulie Malignaggi shared his thoughts on the ongoing debate about whether Floyd Mayweather or Terence Crawford should be considered the greater fighter. He explained that arguments like these will never have a clear conclusion, since both men competed in different eras with their own unique challenges. Malignaggi said the comparison is intriguing for fans and analysts, but ultimately endless, as each fighter has a strong case for greatness. He acknowledged Mayweather's unmatched record and iconic career, while also praising Crawford for mastering multiple weight divisions and defeating top-level opponents. In his view, the debate itself is what keeps boxing exciting, even without a final answer.
The GOAT, oh absolutely, but Terence Crawford will whoop his ass. He would beat Floyd Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he will beat Floyd Mayweather too. He will beat him too. He got everything it takes to beat Floyd. Floyd struggled in the first half against Zab Judah. Zab Judah, a damn terrific fighter. Terrific fighter, but he ain't no damn Terence Crawford. Especially from the southpaw position. Floyd didn't like fighting southpaws. Floyd reached with that right hand. You think he gonna reach against one of the best back foot counterpunchers in the game? He gonna reach with that right hand against Crawford? He gonna get slept reaching with that backhand, the way he reaches with that. That level change backhand he throws too? No, man, that bull jab he does too, that ain't gonna work. That is not gonna work. Floyd got a 72-inch reach. Yeah, he had quickness, fast reflexes. However, Crawford got all of that too. He got all of that too. And he got a 75-inch reach. Great counterpuncher. Can concentrate all night. Can put pressure on Floyd. He can even invite Floyd in. Yep. I noticed. Floyd's not having success. He started to step on the gas. That's what he do. And he gonna run into problems with Crawford because Crawford hits harder than him.
Some boxing voices suggest that if Terence Crawford wants to move past Floyd Mayweather's legacy, he would need to pursue an enormous challenge against Dimitri Bivol. Known for his size, skill, and dominance in the light heavyweight division, Bivol represents the kind of opponent who could take Crawford's career to another level. Critics argue that if Crawford were to beat him, it would solidify his place above Mayweather, as it would prove he can defeat a larger, younger, and technically elite fighter. A victory like that, they say, would silence any doubts and secure Crawford's status as one of the sport's ultimate historical figures, accomplishing feats beyond even what Mayweather achieved.
Tough 154 pounders and it was in a young Canelo and a very tough Cotto who was punching very hard from 4 to 54. You know, remember Cotto had knocked out Delvin Rodriguez at 54. He'd still done some damage at 54, and I thought
won a title at 60.
Yeah, and I thought he knocked out Martinez at 60, and I thought he gave Mayweather a pretty good fight at 54. I don't know. I can't say I disagree or agree. I just think that Mayweather, because it's so far away, so long ago, you know, and people sort of start to underestimate the things he did. You know, people talk about Canelo takes his repertoire from the Mayweather repertoire. No, he doesn't. Mayweather fought ex-champions. This guy's fighting guys who will never even smell, may never smell a belt in their life, and he was fighting them. So. You know, Mayweather, even if you're saying, he didn't fight the very best, he still fought champions and ex-champions, even at 47, even at 54.
Timothy Bradley shared a strong opinion, saying that Terence Crawford has the tools to beat Floyd Mayweather as well. According to Bradley, Crawford combines intelligence, adaptability, power, and refined technique in a way that could break through Mayweather's famous defense. He emphasized that Crawford's ability to make adjustments during a fight, along with his precise timing, would create serious problems for Floyd, even in his prime. Bradley's comments reflected both his admiration for Crawford's talent and his conviction that the Omaha native deserves to be mentioned among the all-time greats. In Bradley's eyes, Crawford isn't just an outstanding fighter. He has everything needed to surpass even the most seemingly untouchable opponents.
And Terence Crawford and his team stated that if he does stay in the sport of boxing and he does move down, he's not going to drop down below 160. And so it's being reported that Terence Crawford wants to become a 6th division champion. And a guy that he had his sights set on is now calling him out aggressively and daring him to come down and fight him. And that's Janibek, who is seen to be the best 160 pounder in the world. And he's the unified IBF and WBO 160 middleweight world champion. The middleweight division, 160, is a glamour division. There's the top three glamour divisions in the sport of boxing is welterweight, 147. Terence Crawford knocked out every opponent he faced at welterweight and became undisputed there.
Adding more intrigue to Crawford's future, Janibek Alimkhanuly has openly challenged him, daring Crawford to meet him at middleweight. Janibek, an undefeated champion with a rising profile, views this as the perfect chance to secure a career-defining bout against one of the sport's modern greats. For Crawford, taking on such a fight would not only push his pursuit of legacy, but also give him the opportunity to prove his dominance in yet another weight class, whether or not the matchup comes together. The very idea has sparked heated discussion among fans and analysts, making Crawford's next move one of the most closely followed storylines in boxing.
Let's see Bivol Bud next, since Bud's so strong. That's what I said. Why are you talking about 54? None of them dudes gonna get you up. If you truly beat Canelo, why not be the greatest fighter in the existence of boxing? Like, Bivol was the only dude to beat 2 undisputed active champions. Like, he beat Canelo as an undisputed champion, and he beat Better Beef as an undisputed champion. Bivol historically might go down as one of the greatest to ever do it. If you beat Bivol and you beat Canelo, I mean, Crawford might have surpassed TBE in Floyd. Floyd has never beaten someone as accomplished as Bivol. And forget about accomplishments like perceived threat. Who's Bivol on Floyd's resume?
Reports suggest that Terence Crawford is setting his sights on making history by becoming a 6th division world champion, an accomplishment achieved by only a select few in boxing. Already celebrated for dominating multiple weight classes and taking down top-tier opponents, Crawford's drive to climb even higher reflects his relentless desire to challenge himself at every level. The possibility of him moving up to middleweight has sparked major buzz in the boxing world, as it would pit him against naturally larger and stronger fighters in the 160-pound division.
He faced at welterweight and became undisputed there. The next glamour division is middleweight, 160, that Marvin Hagler, made famous, many middleweights, Sugar Ray Robinson. It's a glamour division, right? Sugar Ray Leonard moved up there, Tommy Hearns, that's a glamour division. And obviously, the division that carries the sport of boxing when it's on top is the heavyweight division. Then you can make a case for the lightweight division, so on and so forth, right? I would say the lightweight division is number 4. So Terence Crawford became a champion at lightweight, right? So with that said, you have Janibek, who's seen as the best fighter there. He's the IBF WBO champion.
One analyst reflected on the story of Miguel Silky Smooth Gonzalez, the last fighter to defeat Terence Crawford back in the amateurs. He explained that beating Crawford today would demand extraordinary preparation and skill, much like how opponents once approached Floyd Mayweather in his prime. The analyst emphasized that Crawford has developed into one of the most dangerous fighters in the sport, blending sharp defense with pinpoint offense. Similar to Mayweather's style that left challengers frustrated for years, Crawford now carries that same aura of invincibility. His ability to adjust mid-fight, slip punches, and land with precision makes him the type of opponent fighters know they must train relentlessly for just to have a chance.
Terence Crawford, what did you do to actually get a win over him?
I agree with Augie. With what he said about Floyd, I'm going to say about Crawford. You got to punch with Crawford. You got to counter Crawford and punch with Crawford. You got to bang the body with Crawford. You got to stay on top of Crawford. You know what I mean? Fight him in that phone booth if you can. As I remember, that's exactly what I did. Crawford he switches and all that. I don't get that. I don't get out my hookup with all the switching he does. But what tripped me out was he got low in the ring. Like, he kind of like cut his height down. I had a field day with that. He should have stayed tall. You know, he cut his height down, and you know, I stayed in his chest. You know, and you gotta counter Crawford. You gotta fight Crawford. And what I always thought about Crawford was he's easily taken out his hookup. I thought, you know, maybe he fought his fight. I thought he fought my fight.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think he grew out of getting out of his hookup. I think
because,
I think he learned how to just kind of adjust and do what needed to be done more so.
Break that down for us, guys. What do you guys mean the hookup? Break that down for us.
So yeah, you know what?
Getting caught up in a war?
I'll go ahead, Miguel. Like break down Bud getting caught out of his hookup.
Well, you know, with Bud, I thought, you know, but you can easily get Bud to fight you.
Back in the day. Yeah. And you know, Gamboa, you know, showed parts of that. You know, and Bud, all his fights, Bud fights you. Yeah.
Bud gets, you know what I mean? Every fight I see Bud fighting, even still to this day, but I totally understand what Sean's saying. For sure. Bud's the truth. But when I see Bud fighting, you catch him, he want to catch you back. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You fighting Bud, Bud's not running from nobody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's where I felt that I had the upper hand in our competition.
Brian Bomac McIntyre, Terence Crawford's longtime trainer, shared his perspective on the win over Canelo Alvarez. He described the bout as relatively easy for Crawford, stressing that they had prepared for every possible scenario. McIntyre also responded to criticism about Crawford's career decisions, noting that fans and analysts are always suggesting opponents they think he should fight. When those matchups don't happen, accusations of ducking often follow. Bomac dismissed that narrative, making it clear that Crawford is focused on following his own path, not bending to outside pressure. In his view, Crawford's legacy should be measured by the consistent success he has achieved inside the ring, rather than by public opinion.